know, fellow computer scientists, so I wanted you to have access to all of those main concepts that we've done the first semester. So I know that a lot of you, I get a lot of emails asking me about the same kind of questions about, the basics, functions, comments, things like that. I want to send out a few videos that will highlight, each video will highlight one of those major comments from the first semester. That way, if you ever have a question about it, check out the video first and it may answer your question. So let's get started. So the first video is just going to be about getting Python and setting up Python. So hopefully you're at this point already, but if you're not, or maybe you had a computer reset, that happens a lot, and you have to get Python, I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. So the first thing you want to do is just go to Google and type in Python, or type in download Python would be even better. So let's do that. Download Python. I'm going to do all these videos kind of live in one cut, so hopefully everything goes really smooth. Right here it'll say download Python, and you're going to download Python 3.5.2. So what you're downloading is actually the Python IDLE, or the Python shell. Okay, and remember, this is the piece of software that's going to kind of stand in between you and coding Python. So there's a lot of really technical stuff that has to happen to get Python to run on your computer, to get Python programs to run, but you don't need to know about that kind of stuff. So this piece of software is going to do it for you. All right, and so what you want to do is scroll down to the bottom and just find the one that's right for your operating system. So if you have a Mac, Mac 64, or a Windows, then we're just going to do that one. So I'm going to just go ahead and do this Windows. Let's see which one's right for me. I think there's Windows Help. Is there a Windows exe web? There it is, right? So we'll do the executable installer. So Windows, that's going to be what most of you are going to use. So x86 64 executable installer. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and then it's going to download. So it's pretty small. It's only like 30 megabytes, so it should download pretty quick. Mine says about 30 seconds. So I will skip forward until this is done downloading, and then we'll start going again. All right, so mine's finally done. So it took about a minute, and then all you're gonna have to do is click on this .exe file to run it. Now, if you're using a different browser, it may be in your downloads folder at this point, but you just wanna run this .exe, and it's gonna take you through a few things. I've already tried to download this one time, so I'm just going to hit repair, and that way it's just going to run through the installer. So for yours, you'll hit install and it'll run through the install process. It's just unpacking all these different files and putting them where they need to be on your computer, and then telling them how to communicate with each other. So that's what's happening during this kind of long, awkward waiting phase. And it's probably going to prompt you for a couple of things, like do you want to do the custom install, or just do next on everything and then do the most basic. So if it says basic or speedy install, just do the basic one. We trust Python, obviously, or we wouldn't be using it. So repair is successful, and I'm going to hit close. So once you're done installing Python, it doesn't automatically put anything on your desktop. So what you'll have to do is go to your search bar. You can either click here, or you can click the start button and you'll see a search bar if you have Windows 7. And just type in PYT. So that should be enough. So just start typing out Python, and you'll see Python IDLE. IDLE is the one that you want to go to. Now, another way to get to this is to go to your start button, then go to scroll all accessories and scroll all the way down, and you'll see a Python 3.5 file. And then inside that is your IDLE shortcut. Now, you can put this on your desktop if you want. That would be a good idea. You could right click and put it on your desktop, or just drag it onto your desktop. I'm just going to open it from here by clicking it. And this is the Python shell. So I'm going to minimize this, bring this over, and this is the Python shell. So this is that piece of software that's going to stand in between you and Python. Now you can play around with code inside the shell. Like you could just do 2 + 2, and it's going to say 4. So you can run individual commands using Python. So if you ever want to test out a function or test out some kind of command, this is a good way to do it. But remember, you're not going to write your programs from this year. All your projects are going to be written inside of a blank window. All right, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Very easy. Go to File, New File, and it may say New Window depending on what version of Python you got. Remember, Python 3 and Python 2 are not backwards compatible. So as long as you have some version of 3, everything from this class is going to make sense. If you have 2, you're going to want to go back and download a version of 3. So now we have a new file. It's called Untitled. And I'll just put like one of the basic things that we've done this year, which is from turtle import asterisk. And remember, this is just saying, hey, from the turtle library, I want you to import everything. So bring everything over from the turtle library. So once this is done, I'm just going to save it as a test file. So file, save as, and this is something I think a few people are missing. So I'm going to put this on my desktop. When you save a Python file, I do not know why this is. Most programs will automatically put the correct file extension on there. Python does not. So what you want to do is test.py, and you can save it as whatever you want, but make sure you put .py at the end, or for some reason your operating system will not recognize it as a .py file. You can still open it, but it's more complicated. So save it as a .py file and hit enter, and then now you're going to see a shortcut on my desktop right here to this .py file. Now that you see this little, it looks like a little torn piece of paper with a Python symbol on it, there's a few things you can do with it. You can double click it to run it. All right, and remember, this is not actually going to do anything because we didn't put any code into it. We'll do that in just a second. But so this is just a blank Python file, and it is running. It's just not doing anything fast enough for me to see it. So, or you could right click it and then edit with IDLE. And this is a great way to get back into that IDLE. If you always keep a Python file on your desktop, just right click it and go to edit with IDLE. So there it is. It's going to bring up the exact same code we just ran. And I'm going to make it look like a turtle. Just to show you that it really will run just from double clicking it. You don't actually have to open up that program every single time. All right, so let's do turtle, and all right, there we go. And then one thing I'll put at the bottom, and we'll talk about this, you've seen this a couple times in class, is exit on click, and that just tells it, hey, stay there until I'm ready for you to go away. All right, so Control S is a great shortcut to save it, exit it, and then there's our test file. I'm going to double click it. It runs, it turns that pointer into a turtle, and it's just going to sit there until I click, because that's the function that we gave it. All right, so that's kind of the basics of getting Python set up, getting it downloaded on your computer, and then running, kind of getting your first windows. And remember, those windows, these blank files, these blank text files, that's what your projects are going to be saved as right here. And that's what you're going to put inside a zip folder and then submit it to me for the project. So I hope this video helps. The next video I'm going to make is going to be on comments. So I'll show you how to make comments into your code. I'll see you then. Bye.